everybody, and welcome back once again to Very Biased Opinions for the ongoing saga of when will football come back? Is it going to come back? How is it going to come back? We've got some updates to go over, some huge dramatic news in League One and League Two to get to. But first of all, Tom, why don't you just give us a little reminder of where are the Premier League at the moment?
Obviously, we still don't know. As of this minute, recently, the UK government have announced that even behind closed doors, there will absolutely be no sport played before the 1st of June. Obviously, the Premier League, I think, is aiming, is it the 3rd or the 9th was their original plan?
Early June, wasn't it?
Early June. I think maybe even the 4th. We know nothing. All we know is that Brighton are now reporting that a third player has coronavirus. We don't need to get into the specifics of any of this, but basically, football is still playing this on a day-by-day basis. No one knows what's going on. There is a meeting later today. It's Monday, the 11th right now, for them to decide some more stuff, but it is going to all be done on a day-by-day basis. It looks like they'll try and copy the German method of as much testing, possibly twice a week, which could cost up to £30,000 a week per team. They're saying it's going to cost 180 to 300 million pounds to bring this plan about. If this plan does come about, obviously it should safeguard £1 billion plus in TV and advertising and merchandising revenue, as well as maintaining the integrity of the sport, which is the word we use for £1 billion worth of funding. That's where the Premier League's at. Ian, what's going on, though, in League One and Two?
Well, very different story in the Football League. Championship is undecided at this moment, but leaked reports last week from off the back of what Rick Parry said about the finances of the lower league clubs, it looks extremely likely that there will not be a conclusion to League One and League Two. The financial implications of them finishing the season behind closed doors just doesn't make sense for a lot of these sides. When you look at even beyond the end of the season, it is scary to think where these lower league sides may be if they can't play any football. Let's say even if it's like a year's time before fans can safely go back and watch football, where will a lot of these clubs be? Who the hell knows? But it certainly doesn't look like we're going to get the end to the season. It was leaked reports at the end of last week that they were going to, in League One and League Two, they're either going to use a basis of a weighted points per game system or just a general points per game system. And various owners and chairmen have come out and denied this. I know Robinson from Oxford has denied this as well, but none more vocal than Peterborough's owner, Darren McAntony, who says they will launch strong legal actions if there is no return to football, and has been very damning of these reports being leaked out, saying nothing's been concluded yet. They're at least discussing the possibility of playoffs, so in League One the top two going up as they are, and then working out who would be in the playoffs and playing those playoffs wherever they would take place. But it's extremely up in the air. It's very confusing. We probably won't find out until the end of next week. From a selfish point of view, there has been one theory that puts Oxford going up in third place, which would be incredibly cheap, but of course you take it because we fucking deserve it. No, I'm just kidding. But there is also another one where if you just go off a general points per game basis, then Wycombe would actually leapfrog, who are, I think they're down in 8th or 7th, they would actually leapfrog and get that third place as well. So it's causing a hell of a lot of controversy. It's the same in League Two, where potentially Exeter could lose out with Cheltenham jumping up a bunch of places. Whew, God, it's messy. It's got even more messy than you could ever think it would be, and God knows how they're going to resolve this. Even like Gary Neville, who's the owner of got a stake in Salford, he's come out and said 99.9% sure they're not going to play any more football in these leagues.
I mean, if you look at the costs they're saying it's going to take in the Premier League,
you just don't think about costs at the lower level. If players play, they're going to have to get not only wages, but they have to get bonuses, and
like that,
it all adds up.
It's the money for testing. It's the testing in the neutral venues. Like, it's the expenses to healthcare, etc. There's a ton of unseen things, and I think it was Rick Parry said it last. Is it Rick Parry? Is that his name?
Yeah.
He said it last week. He said unless the Premier League are willing to step up and say football in this country is important and we're going to help pay for it, there's no way for these small clubs to get anything like this done. How can a team like Scunthorpe, who don't have any money, afford to pay for this? How can these tiny little clubs that have, performed above and beyond anything, that are living at the edge of their means just to get up to League One and stuff like that, how can they possibly be expected to pay for that?
They can't. The short story is they can't. And like even looking longer term, which is we're very short-sighted on it at the moment, but looking longer term, they're even saying that like if fans can't come back, you may not even have League One and League Two next season.
I think the important thing to look at is how Steve Parish has phrased it when it comes to the Premier League, is that if we can't get football going now, don't expect to see it in the next 6 months. Because if we don't get to start problem solving this now, there's no way come August, when we're essentially in the same situation with a disease that isn't backing down, it's not going away, it's still there, it's still coming, and it will still be spread the minute we get in large groups. If we don't begin to grapple with this problem now, then come next season, which is only 3 months away now, we won't be able to. We quite simply won't be able to. And I think the German league's been quite brave with it. I think League One and League Two, based on the prices, unless they get funding, they shouldn't have to be the guinea pigs here. It should be the top leagues that keep going, figure out how to make it work so that come next season, the lower leagues and, the ones that keep the sport going have the opportunity to play football again and do it. Because
and don't be surprised if the Championship have to follow suit on this as well, because there's a lot of Championship sides that are not well off, as reports have come out recently as well to say that most of them run at a loss.
Yeah, and I think I'm not sure exactly who it was, but somebody was pointing out that it may have been Steve Parish again, that it was Jamie Carragher actually. Clubs are more likely in the Premier League to lose more money from not playing football than doing this with testing. But if every club having to take on £20 million, £10 million worth of debt, there's no way a single club outside of the Premiership and maybe a couple in the Championship can afford to do that. That's just it.
Absolutely. So there'll be more on this as we go on. Obviously, depending on what they pick on League One will depend what video we bring out. If Oxford get promoted, it will be an absolute balls to the wall, massive promotion party, because we, as I said, thoroughly deserve it. All you Portsmouth fans, Peterborough fans, Wycombe fans, you can fight me on this all day long. Oxford are by far the third best side in League One. And well, no, I can't continue that train of thought. But we'll see what comes out. Obviously, I would be ecstatic. I'll be really happy if Oxford went up. To finish third, off the back of literally like Josh Ruffle scoring a goal in the last minute to propel us 2 or 3 places above the table, you can't help but feel it is a little bit unearned. You would. If you haven't played the full season, there is that little bit of saying it's unearned. And there will always be those question marks about it. Playoffs would be fun. If Oxford were into playoffs with any of the sides, 4 sides of 3 other sides, they've got a good chance. It would be an absolute lottery based on what I've seen in League One this season, because there's so many evenly matched teams. Do Brighton want to play football?
Sorry?
Does Brighton want to play football anymore?
Doesn't sound like it. Sounds like they'll do anything to get out of it in relegation. I'm just really going to quickly reference, because I think a lot of people are thinking about the Premier League and Germany. So Germany, Dynamo Dresden in the 2nd division, they've cancelled their next weeks of fixtures because they've all got to self-isolate because one player had it and he was with the others. We've had 5 cases come out of Spain with it, and everyone is freaking out. The media are reporting on it. The head of Spanish football has said that they expect between 25 and 30 cases, and that this is the best possible news for the football industry. Germany have come out and said, we're expecting cases. There's no way you can't have them. But it's good news because it's really low numbers, and these are really healthy individuals with the best level of healthcare and planning being put into it. And to quote Sergio Ramos, players in football are going to help the economy work. We're going to get you out of complicated situations. Football is secondary right now, but it's going to serve as a distraction for everyone else who's suffering. God, I want football back.
Premier League players are saying, how dare you tell me to come back and play football? How dare you get me off my allotment or wherever? I'm going to assume they all own allotments.
World Cup winning, 5-time Champions League winning Real Madrid captain Sergio Ramos is out there going, let's play football. Is anyone surprised at the difference?
He doesn't own an allotment.
And with that being said, thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for commenting. We hope you all stay safe. And if you came here...
Don't forget to join us for the outstanding, amazing promotion party that will be coming our way, hopefully, later on this week. Balloons, streamers, slices of cake, goodie bags.
Yellows. If you came here looking for detailed football analysis, probably in the wrong place.